So there we go. Behave. All right. Let's see. All right. We're ready for the tutorial. Okay. It was good for me too, the silence. All right. So this is a new tutorial. I know. Gothic. All right. Okay. So when you go to the beginning screen, you're going to go to new game. It's going to be like Labyrinth, which is not open yet, but it's coming out soon. That's going to be a solo. I think it is co-op, the Labyrinth. But basically, you can't banish them. You have to just defend and escape. There we go. You can turn on the lights in the house with the light switches, right? So like I said, this part of the tutorial is very similar to what it was before. It's just teaching you the basics. I know. Okay, so you're going to run through all of this. Like I said, is very similar to how it originally was. Always take a flashlight, obviously. I'm Roki. In your inventory, right? Unless you're Alice, because she has a drone. But you're not going to have that unlocked until you play for a little bit. So if you're playing any of the starter characters, this is true. If you have Alice, her drone actually does have a flashlight on it, which is really, really awesome. Extra inventory slot. All right, so you can be in a very difficult situation. If you don't have a light source with you, there are many different light sources that you can use. Also, you can use your equipment at the same time while holding flashlight in your left hand. Use F to turn it on. The other thing that I would say about this is that each map is going to have different light levels. It'll be like low, medium, light. It'll tell you on the map when you pick it. Power stations after this. Get the key to open the door. Okay. All right, step 1. Your exploration team reaches the area before you, and your team, they give you a map that shows the areas with possible paranormal activities and tips. You can press M to show your map. There's not a map on everyone, only the bigger maps. The little houses will not have a map. All right, you don't have a map in the tutorial area. Example. So they'll look like this. Again, smaller ones. Okay. I was like, there was one. Yeah. All right. Fine. All right. These are some of the characters and what they look like. There we go. That's Mia. There we go. All right. Your main purpose in this game is making videos of ghosts. You need to find as much evidence as you can to make better videos. Every paranormal activity and every personal item can bring you more money in the game, which is, we know. In short, more evidence means more money, right? So the banishing is one very small part of it. You still have to collect evidence, use the sensors, take pictures of the evidence you find. Is it? Oh, God, it is. None of you were going to mention that? Oops. That is how I listened to it off stream. No one was going to mention it. I wasn't going to notice that for like hours. Okay. There we go. Oops. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Thank you, Uther. Okay. Whoops. Because on my phone, I have it max volume. So when I transfer it back to the computer. Thank you, Uther. All right. All right. So anyway, it's not recording. Okay. So that's fine. Okay. That's the sportsy one. She runs fast. This is my favorite. Well, how she looks.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas
Look, it's
anymore.
me. Isn't she cute? This is a coincidence. She existed before he met me. She even wears all red and black. All right. Okay, so we're going to go this way. This way. Easy. The tutorial is so good, Uther. Oh, it's so... I was so thrilled. I was so thrilled when I played, when we tested the tutorial the other night. It's so good. Yeah, okay, so you're going to go out here to the right. It's so good, the tutorial. Like, they redid it completely, and it was just a house. But it's amazing now. All right, so first of all, there's a pug. Look at it. Look at this cute pug. Okay. So the ghost light. There we go. All right, ghost light is a tool that helps you find remnants. It doesn't help you find any creatures or evidence. When you use it at the creature area, it has a chance to reveal a remnant. Like the ghost light from the table, use it. Take the ghost light from the table and use it next to the rubbish bin. Take the picture of the remnant, and lastly, use the grimoire on it. Right, so we have everything that we need right here. So we're going to grab this, and this, okay? Basically, you're going to run over here. As we clicked it on the table, it already worked. All right, so you're literally, it's a pretty big area. You're going to do that. We actually don't need it anymore. Take a picture. There we go. And then once you get a picture of it, you're going to see it says finding special item in the corner. You're just going to click on it with the grimoire in your hand. Super easy. And that's going to give you plus 15 ghost banishing. So obviously you're getting money and leveling based on that. What a good boy, the baby. Hi, Dirty. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So, right, we got Pug. He's just cute. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, this is way better than the original tutorial. We were definitely, yeah. So they moved this out here. So this is the power station. All right. If you cannot turn on the lights, it can be caused by power stations. You have to find power station that connects to the lights to turn it on to use the lights. Not every house or building is going to have them. So on the bigger maps, there is a special character that can bring a power box with him. And I would suggest that on the bigger maps, if you're worried about being in the dark or you're newer to the game, your sanity, is getting low, you have issues with that. Most of the maps that are medium to small, it's not really a huge issue. You want to get it on in the basement of a house, but if you're on the huger maps, I wouldn't stress too much about finding them. Again, they're going to give you an extra camera. Everything that you need, they just give you extra in here in the tutorial. So you could really mess around forever. They forgot the word bye. Yes, English is his second language. So they haven't quite, there's only one game developer and one artist. Or one coder. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. They just haven't gotten into it yet. But yeah, I mean, we're aware of it. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, you will see a little bit of that. But like I said, they haven't gotten to all of that yet. All right. Cameras are very important in the game. You can earn most of the earnings by recording ghosts, by using video camera or taking a picture of it. Well, all right. You can watch your cameras from the camera application from the tablet by using T. Ghosts can show her or himself to the cameras. Your video cameras always keep recording the ghosts, so you can just place them and run away to earn money. You can use photo cam to take pictures of the ghosts and earn money per picture that you take. So basically, you have this lovely tablet. Like I said, this tutorial is so much better. I was so happy. So encyclopedia, you can just click around and you'll find stuff. There are a lot of ghosts. So this tutorial is really helpful for like just practicing the things you're going to need to do. And you can start on smaller maps. So you're not necessarily going to start with that many ghosts. But if you click the readme section, it's going to give you all of this information. You can literally stand in here safely and read it, kind of run through. You can always like reference things that you need to when you're playing the game. Just stand out by the truck when you start and you can kind of double check things. This is going to be your sanity. There we go. This is going to be all the photos that you've taken. There we go. The cameras. Why am I a dude to start? Yeah, so you can see the camera that's already set up there. If you have multiple cameras on a map, you can click on there and look through them. Which is nice too, because if you're newer and you're worried about trying to identify the ghost, if you start to memorize how they look, you could literally throw cameras around and just check the cameras every now and then. Okay, so these are our quests. The quests in your tutorial are going to be random, but you'll see, we'll get to that. It's giving you kind of random quests in the tutorial as far as we can tell. Okay, so basically we're gonna grab the camera. There we go. Everything you need in each section is going to be here. We're going to leave this photo cam for now because we still have the one from last time. All right. There we go. Stolen photos. So there's going to be paintings around the map as well as little framed photos. You can take pictures of those for money. There will occasionally be quests for that. I don't know if we got any. Yeah, we didn't get any on this one. But there are quests for that in the actual game that you can get. Obviously, on the bigger maps, it's going to be easier to catch that probably because there's more ghosts. But yeah, basically, it will start out looking like a painting. It will end up being a black painting with some kind of red blood smear on it. Creatures can change the image of the paintings, which is near its area, right? It's like a ghost activity. Paintings can be stolen or changed with bloody image. Like you can see on the left, you can earn more money when you take a picture of that. Each thing like this, you really only need to take one picture. There we go. Okay. And then as you can see, we already got the under 40 sanity quest because we started out very low. All right. And there's a reason for that. We're going to need to practice being attacked and things. You can find items around the map that belong to the creatures when they were alive. You can earn more money and experience by taking a picture of them and collecting them. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a picture. Take a picture. Take a picture. Take a picture. All right. So we're going to grab. And as you can see, we still have 9. So each camera has 15 pictures. We got a picture of that in each of those items. We picked them all up. It's going to give us money and experience for both the things that we did. Taking a photo of it, picking them up. Okay. Here, we're going to grab this because we're probably going to run out of that one. Okay. Moving on. So like I said, they do cover it. I would suggest doing it more than once tutorial. Because if you do it and then you play a small house and get murdered really quick, just like go in and practice a little bit more in here if you need to, or just practice on a small house. All right, so ghosts can be more aggressive if your sanity is low. Again, we're starting out with low because this is for a reason. All right, you can check your sanity level from the Brainator application on your tablet. You can increase your sanity by using pills. To take pills, you need to equip it. Use it with the left mouse button. Apart from sanity, ghosts can be more aggressive if you stay longer on the map. You can protect yourself from the ghost attacks by using some items. Go to the encyclopedia from the tablet. Click any of the ghosts to see defending methods under suggested section. All right, so basically, we're going to click that button, get back here. We're going to go to encyclopedia. Let's pick this one, for example. If you go to the bottom, it's going to say you can slow them down using a flare. Any ghost that you find, we'll get to the evidence part of it, but any ghost that you end up finding what it is, if you scroll down to the very bottom, it's going to give you a reason. If it doesn't say anything about defending, assume that it's a talisman, but we'll get to that. It will tell you a certain kind of circle. For example, let's go to like the Ankara. It's going to say you may draw a Solomon circle to defend yourself. So most of the time it's going to tell you. If it doesn't tell you anything, for example, the Bell Witch, it doesn't really say. It just says they can extinguish fire. It's going to be the very bottom. If it doesn't say anything about defending, then just assume it's the talisman circle that you're going to be holding in your bar at all times. That also does protect you from most ghosts. So even the ones that say circle on the floor, still the talisman's going to work. The only ones that it really doesn't work on are the ones that say use a flare. If it says use a flare, the flare is the only real defense. If you hold out your talisman, it's just going to eat it and still try to kill you. Most things, for example, like the Bell Witch, which is my ghost in the game, that's me. It's going to eat that and it should just leave you alone for a while. But the Mystics, if it says flare, it means only flare. If you pull out the talisman, it's just going to get more pissed off. It'll eat it and buy you 2 seconds, but it's going to eat the next one you pull out too, and it's going to keep chasing you. You have to use flares and run away, or just run away. There we go. Okay. So, protection talisman and heart bottle are defending methods as well. To see how to use them, you can press H while holding them. So most anything in the game, there's a few things that were missed, but most anything in the game, you're going to press H. It's going to tell you how it works. So any of these like defending things, especially in the tutorial like this, it's a good place to kind of run through, press H, check what it does. If you don't know, just press H and kind of double check. And it'll tell you. So again, this, it's going to say, you can take pictures of creatures, Ouija, symptoms, tables, remnants, you know what I mean? It's going to give you at least an idea of what you're doing with the object. So the grimoire, obviously huge explanation. So if you're too lazy to go to the README section, press H. It's telling you how each banishment works, which is honestly amazing. This was updated. I think it's great because you can go to the README tablet or you can click on the grimoire and it's going to give you the same explanation. So if we go to like this, for example, let's see, we'll go to Bifrons. If you click Demon Mark, you can click this. It's going to tell you how it works. So, I mean, really anything in here, if you're playing and you're not sure, you can click on it, click on talisman. It's going to tell you how the talisman works. So it's a lot more explanation than a lot of the ghost games that you'll people compare immediately. You can't click on anything in that to try to figure fucking anything out. You get like a tutorial. If you don't know, from the tutorial, you sort of have to learn from other people or wikis online. This is kind of nice because you can just press H, or you can go to README, or you can click on it when you're looking at it in the ghost page, and it will give you an exact definition kind of like what you should do with it, which is a lot better than a lot of games. Basically, all right, so we got pills. There we go. Get a heart bottle. Talismans, you can stack these. There we go. 2. Okay. Heart bottles, 2 you can stack. That is one of our quests that we saw. Where are they? Okay. Anyway, okay, so, and then each area in the tutorial is going to have like a little section like this where everything you need is sitting there. So you're going to have extras of literally everything. There's tons of protection talismans, sanity meds, everything. Okay, so not all of the marked spots have a ghost. You have to search the areas and find evidence to make sure that there is a ghost, meaning that there are spawn points that you will eventually memorize if you're doing the same maps over and over. They are sporadically kind of spread out. So it could spawn in certain areas, but doesn't always mean there's going to be one. Sometimes there won't be a ghost. There will just be like a light. I have a good voice for radio. Thank you. This map is not made for missions. Okay. So that there is no... Okay. Interesting. All right. So not all of the marked spots have a ghost. You have to search the areas and find evidence to make sure there's a ghost. You can launch the Encyclopedia of Ghosts application from your tablet by using the T key to check which creature you are dealing with. To find out which creature you've encountered, you have to go to the search tab inside the Encyclopedia of Ghosts application and then mark the evidence you've already found to narrow down the choices. You can see more information about the creature by clicking its name. So essentially, this is teaching you how to figure out what the ghost is. So when you're on here, I know, but it's fun. Okay, so we'll keep in mind. So we'll keep that in mind, and I will add that to the YouTube video. Obviously, these are auto-populated, the quests, like you would have them in-game. How to find the ghosts. You had a great weekend and starting to get ready. I'm good. We're just practicing the new tutorial. It was updated, and it's friggin' awesome. It's so good. What? I've died of dysentery? All right, so we're going to grab this and this. All right, so the main tools you're going to need is the gun. There we go. What should we drop? Let's do this. Okay, we're going to put this in here for now. It's pointed at the area. We can always move it closer if we need to. And we're going to grab this gun. This is the most important thing you need. I can literally, Uther's watching me. I can literally play the game solo with just this, usually.
Come to daddy.
Not everything, but a lot of them. And I can tell by sight. So I can literally play without the Ouija and the book if I have to, and just use this gun. The gun is very important. Basically, he updated it from 4 separate guns with different evidence to 1 gun that has 4 evidence, which is friggin' awesome. You can scroll through with your mouse button. It's going to show you all 4 kinds of evidence that the guns did separately. Originally, this was for a special like character ability that Alice had, but he made it available for just every starting character now, which is amazing. It makes it much easier to play with smaller groups of people and much quicker to find the ghost. And there's up to 14, so it's really not a negative in gameplay, because if you're finding 14 ghosts, you got to be quick. Your response to my redeem. All right, so we can see fog to start. Okay, so we got our flashlight. We can see fog to start. Some of the evidence is visual evidence. It is not necessarily like other ghost games. It's not going to all be sensors and things like that. Some of it are things that you will see. So this one's going to be fog. The other ones that you can see are camera distortion on the camera. You're just visibly going to see that. When you look at the camera, ectomist is a green mist, kind of like this, but small, and it will flash in and out. Flashing lights, so your flashlight's going to flash. There is a difference between being attacked and flashing lights, which we will get to in the tutorial. I'm sure we'll get attacked, and I'll show you guys the difference. So fog, we can see. We're going to pick that evidence. That already narrows it down. Okay, so we're going to walk over here. This is under 10, the therm, so it's cold. So we know that that's going to be cold. Okay, there we go. We're going to flip through to the next one. Infrasound, we're going to walk around a little bit. This game is not, like I said, not like other ones. If there's evidence here, it will be here on the gun. You're not waiting for it to get under 10. It will be under 10. Anytime we check now, it's going to be under 10. See? If you just wander a little bit at any point, it's going to be under 10. If it's freezing, it's freezing. All right. So infrasound, it should be over 10. If you wander in a circle and it's not infrasound. You're not going to miss it. It's just not there. Carbon's going to be over 50. We're wandering. There's no carbon. It's not there. It's that easy. You're not waiting for it to happen. It will happen right away. All right. EMF 3. Right. If it's there, it's there. You're not waiting like any other, ghost game where you're just waiting for a thing to happen. It will be there. All right. So we already know it's a spirit. The reason we're not going to just banish it is because we want to click on it and check. What else can we get for money, right? Because you're getting paid for everything that you're sensing that's correct. So if we can see that it's ectomist, we can't make that happen. That's just going to pop in and out on the screen. We can't do anything. So book, we can. So basically, we're going to take the book. We're going to set it down. Now that we know what it is, we can check what evidence it should have. Anything that we can get, we will get. Again, very quickly. If it's there, it's there. We got it. We're going to take a picture of it. That's going to give us money. There we go. And we're going to level on that. The book is now bricked. You can't reuse it. Once you use a book, you're done. It's used. So if you have a group of 5, you can bring more than one, or you can find some on the maps. Okay. The smart thing to do is keep your talisman out, right? Even if you're not sure what kind of ghost it is, most of them, this is going to keep you safe. The other thing that we can do is double check. So if this one has draw ghost pentagram, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to 6. We're going to click the middle mouse button for the heart bottle. We're going to go to ghost pentagram and set it here. The one thing I would say is try to set it a little bit away from where the evidence is, because when you want to take a picture and you don't want to be exactly on top of the ghost. It's very irritating trying to get a picture of it when it literally spawns in your body. So my suggestion is don't go super far from where the evidence is, but go a little bit away. Because if you put it right on top, he's going to spawn in your mouth and you can't get a picture. It's very frustrating. Unless you're into that kind of thing. Sounds like a skill issue. What? Waiting on temps and Baz is annoying. It is, yeah. Then she wouldn't get to make jokes about, yeah. Huh? What's a skill issue? No. Oh, you bitch. Show yourself. So again, you can take pictures forever. We're going to waste this camera. All right, yeet, we're done. Don't need it. Just yeet it. G2 yeet, okay? No humans are 70-75%, which is still mostly, I guess. Just not to the jellyfish extent. You're a little bit obsessed with water, the fact that you know that. I'm in the medical field and I don't I don't care enough to know that. I'm impressed that you even know that. Okay, so one of the things that we can do is actually leave this one alive and leave the video camera on it to collect. We're not going to do that because I don't care. But when you're in game, you can definitely leave the video camera. I mean, we kind of could. All right, one of our quests are to do that, and I know for a fact there's a second one later, so we're going to leave it for now. Essentially record 10 different, oh, it's 10 different creatures. We'll take it with us. All right. So we need to get rid of him. We have several options on how to do that. I believe they want us to just use... Did you guys see that? Hang on. Okay, so that was flashing. It looked like. That was weird. He was about to attack us. All right, so... Oh, we didn't get to the Grimoire part. Here we go. All right. Step 1, go inside and use a thermometer, EMF, Ouija. We did that. We're gonna have to cut this before it. All right. Therm, EMF, and Ouija to find the ghost room. To find out how the tool works, press H right in. It'll tell you how it works. Try to talk with the ghost. You can use a Ouija board to ask questions like, where are you? Are you friendly? Or ask him to give you a sign, right? This one was booked, so it wouldn't have worked anyway. All right. Open your tablet by using T. From your keyboard and launch Encyclopedia of Ghost application. Click the search button, right? We did that. You scroll down, add your stuff in. There you go. When you find out the ghost type, check her or his page to see the defending methods. Draw a symbol, which we did. And then using that heart bottle. If you, to start drawing, you're going to equip the heart bottle, click the middle mouse, scroll through, pick the correct one. I am going to addendum here that it is very deadly to pick the wrong one. Be very careful when you're defending yourself or you're banishing, because if you pick the wrong ghost or the wrong symbol, it will be very, very angry and try to kill you. If you pull your talisman out in time, what's on bar 7 here, you can survive it, but it's very deadly. So be careful. Don't guess the ghost. Just leave it alive. If you're not sure, don't have the evidence with you to like figure out what it is, just leave the area. If you don't know what it is, you're better off leaving the area than getting murdered instantly. You don't have to banish anything in this game. So if there's something that you're really, really not sure, don't try to kill it. Just leave it. All right. In this game, your purpose is defending yourself as much as possible. Find more evidence. Right. So leave a camera on it. Just leave. Don't kill it. Just leave. You'll earn money from the recording. So just leave it alone. If you want to release it from this world, you have to use the correct banishment method. In the tutorial, you can use the Grimoire on the demon mark in the room to release the ghost forever. All right. So the correct way to do it is to go in here. You're going to pick the ghost type. That was a spirit. We're going to pick this and start ritual. It's going to light up the ghost type color, which ghost is blue. As you can see, it's going to light up blue. If it's a demon, it's red. It'll light up red, the Grimoire. So the color just means that's the kind of ghost type that it is. You're going to run up to this. You're going to click on it after that ritual outside. Some buildings, it's upstairs at the top of the building. Sometimes it's outside behind the building. Wherever the grave area is, in old apartments, it's the top floor. But in Algus Town, there's a whole graveyard. So depending on the map that you're in, it may just be in the backyard of a house. But the one that you're picking is going to be on fire. There may be like the 4 to 8 graves depending on the map, but it's going to be on fire, the correct one that you're clicking on. And then anything with an alive ghost on the map is going to have those orbs you saw floating. So easy. All right, so we're going to grab this camera because we used the other one. There's an extra Grimoire in case you needed it. And that's it. So that ghost is dead. All right, we've got the camera. We're off. The symbol on the ground is preventing him from hunting. I think it's a bug. Interesting. Okay. Oh. The protection circle. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, his protection circle is too powerful. All right. Okay. You're good. That's why we're chesting. All right. The circle with 8 arms. I have that tattoo. Do you really, Puka? Put it in my Discord. We have a flesh collection kind of area. That's awesome. I have a phoenix. And I have a Medusa. There you go. That's cool. He's like, it's a spirit. I know. Okay, so once again, you're going to have shelves at each one. It's going to give you everything you need. So if you yeeted everything in that other room, you're totally fine. All right, so you need to have salt to banish the spirit, spirituals from this world. Firstly, you have to make sure that's what the creature is, right? Again, if you pick wrong, it's not going to go well. Pour the salt at the middle of the ghost area. After that, you have to use the Grimoire. In the middle of the salt, you just kind of stand in it. Select the spiritual tab, select the correct creature from the list, and start a banishment. After the salt completes and the fire goes out, the creature will be banished. Some of the methods do take a little while. And again, so if there's a circle on the ground, you should put it. If there's not one, just have this on a number that you remember, because this is your panic button for most ghosts. Flare ones, it's not going to really help you. But for most ghosts, this is going to be helpful. I do want to see it. Oh, yeah, you can DM it. I do really want to see it. That's fine, Puka. Don't worry. No, you can DM it. I didn't even think about that. I'm sorry. Rain, hi, sweet love. This game is very, very cool. Should I buy this game? It's very fun. We'll be doing, I forgot to ask for more codes, Uther. But we'll do a giveaway again next week, hopefully. I'm sure he'll give me them. I forgot to ask him this week. Yes. So again, usually the order that I keep them on is flashlight on 1, the talisman on 2. What I'm holding right now, I usually keep it on 2. And then the gun is just somewhere towards the end. It doesn't matter. That's not really like a panic thing. And then the sanity meds I keep on 3. So whatever you do with your bar, just keep it on the same all the time. And it will save you. Oh, who's running at me? This is an attack. So the difference, this is a good example. So the difference between flashing as evidence and flashing lights as being attacked is it will look like this when you're being attacked. You're going to see red around the screen. If my flashlight was out, you would see it would be flashing on and off oftentimes. So flashing is going to be your flashlight on and off. Don't get confused because this is going to look kind of similar to flashing, but there won't be red around like that. Red means that something is trying to attack me. But again, keep your panic button out. If it eats it, it means it would have killed you. If it doesn't eat it, then it wasn't trying to attack you particularly, or it just wasn't mad enough to kill you. So it didn't eat that. It'll burn the circle. So you'll see later what it happens. But if it'll, you have a limited number, right? So we have 2 here on 7. There's 2 of them stacked. So you have 2 of these on you that it can eat to protect you when you're about to die. It can attack and not eat it. That means that if you're with a bunch of players, it probably attacked somebody else, not you. Everyone was being attacked, but somebody else would have gotten killed and it ate their talisman if they're not dead. There you go. I'm good. How are you? There you go. Okay, so we're just going to hold this because something is really pissed off at me. These ones are in containments, but there are ghosts that are not in containment areas that are running around. And that's very likely why this is happening. There's probably a ghost that's not in one of these buildings that is trying to run at me right now. It's just far enough away that I'm okay. All right, and we'll get to that. It's fun. All right, I really, really, really love this tutorial. It's very good because the game is very complicated and you can do this over and over and over just to kind of mess around. And then you'll feel a lot more comfortable, especially like solo in smaller houses. I'm good getting ready to spend time with my parents. Change my oil in my car. Well, that's nice. Road trip. Where are you going? There we go. Welcome in, Mint. How are you, sweetie? I saw Sin this morning. We were playing Viscera. There we go. All right. You need to have salt to banish. Right. Yeah, we got that. All right. So again, we're going to do the same thing as we did with the other one, right? So we learned how to catch them. What we're going to do is we're going to go in. We're going to put this down. Again, my sanity is very low. So this may kill me. And that's okay because I want to show you guys how you die anyway. So we're going to stick this anywhere just because we know that there's a ghost here. Obviously, when you're first going into an area, there may not even be a ghost there, but we already know. So we're going to put that down. All right. So under 10, even if it's 9.9, we know that this is cold, right? It went under. Okay. If those of you that have seen me play the game, I do this very, very, very quickly when I'm running through rooms. But we're going to go a little bit slower. So carbon over 50, even if it's 51. So this is carbon. EMF, nothing. 1 means nothing. Just ignore it. Okay. All right. So we have cold. It's under 10. We know that we have carbon. Okay. We're going to pull this out while we look. Pull out your talisman. Press T just in case it runs at us. There we go. All right. So we're going to go to search. We're going to go cold, carbon, remove the last stuff that you had. Okay. We have it narrowed down to these. Okay. In this example, we know it's a spiritual, but in the real game. But yeah, Mint plays Faz as well. Okay. So we've narrowed it down. So anyway, so now what we're going to do, because this is all we have, remember what we said before. It can either be book or Ouija board. So we're going to put the Ouija board down just because it's what's on me. You can also place the book. Are you here? Are you old? Are you mad? Are you a cat person? Are you old? If you use it and it doesn't work, it may not be exactly in the right area. So just know that you may have to move it around a bit. I'm thinking because this is a smaller area, that's not the issue. We're going to put the book down. Again, it usually writes pretty quickly. The other option, if you're good at the game, be careful. Pull this talisman out and say, show yourself. Nope, it wrote in the book. We're good. All right, so again, we're going to take a picture. We're going to get money and experience for that. Again, get your talisman out. Always keep your talisman out in between. If you're paging into the encyclopedia, keep your talisman out because it can get you from behind, if you know what I mean. All right, so book. There we go. Mora Yaogwai. So it's one of these two things. Okay, Yaogwai, we're clicking on it. That's spiritual. What we're doing is we're ruling things out. Okay, you can X on here. I don't particularly think it's faster personally, right? So let's say it didn't write, or it's not Ouija board. You can do this, right? You can click Ouija board and X, and that will help you rule it out. I don't actually think that's faster. For me, it's faster just to click on them. So Yao Guai, we're going to look at what we need. We need dizziness, book. It wrote in the book, cold, carbon, and flashing lights. We haven't gotten flashing lights, but we did get them on the other side. So I'm going to guess this might be a Yao Guai. They do flashing lights from pretty far away. So don't be fooled by that evidence. There could be 3 ghosts in one area. If you get flashing lights, you're not near any of the 3. It could be any of them. So some of these evidences you need to be careful with. So we haven't gotten dizziness, but we're going to keep an eye out. There we go. Okay, we're going to go back to the app. We're going to click on Moray. This one would be orbs or camera distortion. We do have a camera. So we're going to go ahead and hit T. Keep the talisman out because you could get debated. All right, we're going to click on the camera. We're going to check it. We're not getting distortion. We're going to put it closer just in case. Make sure you get it right on the ghost area wherever you found the evidence. You want to be extra careful because we don't want to banish the wrong thing. Yao Guai. I know by looking at it, okay? Obviously, you're not going to memorize these right away, but the Moray is a baby and this is a Yao Guai. So it's kind of obvious, all right? Basically, when you're looking at the Encyclopedia of Ghosts, just looking at it, we're going to go to search, click on this. It's obviously a tiny baby. It's not a super clear picture, but that's a tiny baby. It says it's a child, blah, 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 whatever. It's a baby. Yao Guai is this, green and red thing. So even though it's not a super clear picture, you can tell the difference. This one's going to be dizziness. There's going to be no camera distortion. We didn't see camera distortion, so this makes sense. We're ruling out that the other option is not it. Okay. Camera distortion, do put it closer just to double check. But if you have the camera in the right area, it's pretty close to the evidence. Pointing at it, if you don't get any disruption in the video feed, then you know that it's not that. Okay, so this one you would get dizziness and flashing lights. Like I said, we did get flashing lights outside one place over, and that was coming from this Yao Guai. All right, so now we know what it is. We've got this recording. He actually isn't right here, so we're going to point this like this. Press C to move the camera around, while you're holding it. So Yao Guai, moving on. All right, so if you have a Yao Guai, you're going to scroll down here. You don't even have to. Let's say you're in a group. They're looking up the evidence, and it's not you looking it up. You don't have to type all that shit in. Whoever's looking up the evidence, let them do it. If they're doing it all, you don't all have to do it. You can scroll through here and pick it pretty quickly. For example, I can tell most of them by sight. If I see it and go yeah, that's the Bell Witch. It looks like me, right? If I run at me, but I know it's me, the ghost, you can just scroll down, pick it, and it's going to give you that page again. You don't have to type everything in every time. It's just not as fast. Once you're getting quick, you don't have to do that. Just other people that are in the group, when you say what it is, they can just click. All right, so we can see we got Ouija. Dizziness, there's nothing we can do, or there's nothing we can do to make that happen, and it doesn't matter. All right, so we already know what it is. These are our options to get rid of it. So we have 2 options. We can take pictures and take videos, or we can just banish it. Depending on how many ghosts are on your map, you can decide what you want to do. You can just leave a camera, leave it alive, let it record, move on to the other ghost. Just be ready because it can run from this area. Not on here, but in the actual game. They do leave their area and they will kill you from far away if they want to. So just be ready. If you leave it up with the video camera, know that it could run at you, especially if you're close by. If you're super far away, it's going to run out before it gets to you. But if you're very close to 3 ghosts, be careful leaving them alive. Because if you're standing in a circle for a different ghost and it doesn't like that circle, it could run in and kill you. Just be ready if you leave them up and they're close to you because it's still going to run at you. It's still mad. You're going to do that because it's good for money. But just like I said, always get in the habit of keeping this talisman out because then if that happens, even if you're in a circle, it's just extra protection. All right. So this one is you may draw a ghost pentagram. So we're going to do that here. Let's go get the rest of those heart bottles. There we go. Because we were testing that out on the other one and it was eating them. See, we're getting flashing. I don't know what's attacking me, guys. That's scary. All right. It's so fair. I haven't had a bad experience. No, I have not. There are sometimes people that will pop in and say stupid shit. But that's just gonna happen. You can't let it bother you. I wouldn't let it bother you. All right. So again, we have a million protection talismans here. We're gonna grab them and drop them closer. That's my plan. Okay. All right. And then, like I said, when we get to the attack area, we'll be able to bait it into attacking us. We'll show you that. Okay, so, all right, so for the heart bottle, again, we're going to go back. Again, it's always going to be at the bottom. You're going to see a blurb on the ghost page. Just remember that the way to defend yourself is always just scroll down to the bottom. I know at first it's going to look at this page. It seems overwhelming. Once you're used to the format, every single ghost is exactly the same. When you click on it, on the right side is banishment. If you don't know what it is, click on it. It's going to tell you exactly what it is. When you go back to search, click Boogeyman, it's going to tell you the evidence. You can click on it if you don't know what it means. On the right side, it's going to tell you the options for banishment. Again, you can click on each one. But they're all going to tell you at the very bottom of each page. If there's a way to protect yourself, it's going to say at the very bottom. If it doesn't say anything, just know that it's the talisman that you hold. Okay. If it says flares, talisman's not really going to help you. Okay. Anything else? Use a talisman. Circle, use a talisman too. All right. So basically, we have Yao Guai. We're going to go down. It said Solomon Circle. So we're going to pick this. There we go. We're going to put the talisman. So we're clicking with our middle mouse. We're scrolling through. We're picking the correct one. The wrong one is going to piss it off. So be careful. All right. Show yourself. We got the camera pointed at it. We're good. Show yourself. Bigger. See, dizzy. This is dizziness. You can see we're getting a little like blurry vision. Okay. So that's dizziness. Yes. Have a good time zone. There we go. Yeah. No, I feel the same way. Listen, look at her. It's going to be okay, me. Relax. You're being real intense right now. Okay. Look at her. Look at her. You okay? Get him. Ah, I got a picture. Wasn't even. Uh-oh. If you're getting up, just do it. Don't jump at me when I don't expect it. You getting up? Okay, she's just staring at me like a psycho. It's totally fine. Show yourself. All right, so yeah, like I said, we can sit here and take pictures. Otherwise, just banish it. We're going to just banish it because I'm sure it at least recorded a little bit. There we go. The other thing that I would say is the quest that says record 10 different creatures. It doesn't necessarily update. I feel like it just goes, but we'll test that. I think that I noticed yesterday or 2 days ago that it doesn't really update while you're doing it. It kind of just goes off at the end. So we're going to ignore that quest and move on. All right. So Yao Guai, how we're going to get rid of it. Again, he said salt. So it's telling us to grab the salt, make a salt circle, and then you're going to pick it just like anything else, like the graveyard one. You're going to, oh, you bitch. I wasn't ready for a picture. All right. We're going to click the middle, just like you would do the heart bottle. You're going to click the middle button on your mouse. You don't need to scroll. You're just going to just click that. That's it. Click, click. You're going to stand in the middle of it. Just remember that you can pull this out when you're done. You don't have to stand there with the grimoire forever on any of them. As soon as it catches fire, you can get out of the circle. You can hold your talisman, get in that circle over there. You don't have to stay in this circle and get killed. Just know that you can move. All right, so we're going to go here. We're going to pick spiritual. We're going to pick Yao Guai if it's the right thing, which we know it is. It's going to turn the color. Spiritual screen. It's going to catch fire. As soon as you hear that thunder noise, get the fuck out. You can get in your circle. If you don't have a circle, some of them don't have that. You're just going to stand here with your talisman, okay? If it's a mystic or something like that, you're using EFG, you're just going to get ready to drop flares. You're going to be holding flares, or someone in your group should always be holding flares. Mystics are horrible. And then a mystic, like I said, be ready to run with flares. You just drop them on the ground and run, but we'll get there. And then basically anything else, you're going to hold this talisman up. Even when you're in the circle, unless you're trying to take pictures, just keep it out. What's this game? Elon Musk face. I don't know. I've never heard of it. You know what I'm mad about is that I think that my ghost doesn't show up in the tutorial. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to wait. The banishment takes a little period of time. So we're going to watch that. The one thing that you can do while that's happening is take photos. Okay. So just have your camera out, have it ready. It may keep running at you again. If you have a circle, that's great. If it's an Oni, you don't have a circle, just hold your talisman out and just be ready to run the game. We are testing out the new tutorial. He updated it a bit ago and I hadn't tested it. So we're testing that out. Yeet. All right. Yes. Mint, how have you liked the game? Obviously, you've played it enough to recognize me, which I'm shocked by, but you like it? Okay, and as you can see, it's starting to go away. Certain ones take longer. The EFG takes quite a while. We do tend to run away. I don't think it's advised to do that, but we really don't like mystics. So a lot of times, if we have to use an EFG machine to get rid of them, we will drop it, turn it on, and fucking run for the hills. Kind of what we do. And then just be ready with flares because it may run out and try to get you before it's gone. But if you can get far enough away, or just be ready to loop it, basically, that's all you can do. Mystics, we try to get rid of as soon as we can, but you'll learn about that later. We will, it will show totems and that kind of thing. You hear the noise? It's gone. We're safe. All right, so we're gonna pick this up, although I don't think we need to. I think he keeps giving us plenty of stuff. All right, this book is bricked. It wrote in it. You can't keep using it, so we're done with that. These objects can, like, turn themselves on and off. If the ghost turns them on, you're just gonna snap a picture, right? So same for alarm clocks, radios, TVs, gramophone, anything like that. If it turns on by the ghost, take a picture, turn it off. It's annoying. Oh, it's so watery. All right. And we're good. Again, he's giving us extras of everything. We don't need those. We're leaving. Yeah, it's delicious. It tastes like water. All right, moving to the demon one. And again, one of the best things I think about this tutorial. What I didn't realize is that the voices line up with the ghost type. So we got to work on memorizing these. I'm going to say it's a demon, but we'll see. All right, so this is the demon type area. Basically, the coolest thing I think about this is that they don't run out of these containment areas. So if you're trying to memorize the ghost types or just like dealing with like the ghost over and over, you can literally run in and out and try different things, hold out the talisman, make it mad. This is a really... There is something in another area that is not contained that is mad at me. All right, see? Okay, so you guys saw that? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to check for comparison. We're going to check our sanity. We're at 0, which is fantastic. Okay. Only I would say it's... See? Ooh! Oh, my God. Uther. That is not a demon. That is a mystic. That's not a demon. Uther. It is. The black anise is attacking me from somewhere else. That's awesome. That's a Zozo. Okay, so if you saw 2 ghosts, no. So like I said, we've been in here forever and our sanity is 0. So things are getting mad. The longer you're on a map, the more mad things get. Okay, so this is actually a good example. When we get to the mystic section, which is over there, the black anise can make copies of itself and teleport. So that's what's happening. Why we were getting attacked. So it's stuck in that containment area, but it's sending copies of itself at us. And that is what the black anise does. That is my least favorite ghost. We're not dying. I think because it's stuck in that containment. Watch. I actually don't think it's going to kill me. Let's find out. I think it can't kill us because it's trapped in that building. But it's sending copies at us. If it wasn't in that building, the copies would have killed us. No, this is on purpose. That's okay. This is not a bug. This is not a bug. That's normal. No, it didn't. It didn't. No. It didn't. It didn't. Yeah, it didn't break out. Yeah, the black anise can make copies of itself and it will send them at you. The only reason I'm not dead is because the main one is in that containment center. So that is a really good example of what the black anise does. And that explains why we kept getting that red flashing. It's because it's trying to murder us. Like I said, mystics are scary. They're quite awful. Look, I could see the Zozo back there so pissed off. This bitch. Gross. Well, this is lovely. Look at this, sister. This thing's trying to... It's so mad at me. My least favorite ghost. All right. No, it can't. I don't think it can, sister. The reason it's not killing me is because it's in the containment. So we're fine. It's in that containment area, the main one, so it's not going to kill me. It is just sending copies, but it would have if we weren't in the if it wasn't in that containment area, we would have died 100 times. What if I walk in here? What happens? Let's find out. Oh, it's so mad. All right, so this is a Zozo. I already know. What we're gonna do because the Zozo is not that bad of a ghost. All right, we're gonna go down. This is not the way you're gonna do it normally, but okay, you're gonna do a Solomon circle. We're gonna try, but listen, here we'll do this. All right. Okay, so we're gonna take out the gun. We're gonna run through real quick. EMF 5, we know that it's a demon mark. Demon mark always means EMF 5. It's cold. Okay. EMF 5 and cold, we have that. All right, let's take this out. All right, we're gonna go to search. Cold, EMF 5. We're gonna do this normal, even though it may kill me. All right. Bifronts, Demigorgon, Oni, Zozo. Okay. I know that it's not a Demigorgon because there would be no mark on the floor. That's the only EMF 5 or demon type that doesn't leave a mark on the floor. Because there's a bloody demon mark, I know that it's not a Demigorgon. Oni, we're going to click on it. We didn't get carbon monoxide on the gun. I'm doing this quick, but, you know, you can do this slower, obviously, when you're playing. But You can click through them and kind of rule things out. All right, Bifrons is cold and EMF 5. That's what we got. Okay, so it could be that. Zozo is cold and EMF 5. So we know that it's probably one of these. Oni's going to have a carbon on the gun. We didn't get carbon, so we know this is not possible. Demigorgon, we already know because there's no mark on the floor. Okay, so that's how I'm ruling it out in my head. I know that it's a Bifrons or a Zozo. That means that it could be Ouija. Are you here? Are you old? Are you mad? Are you a cat person? Is it Thursday? There we go. Okay, Zozo's going to be Ouija. Why is it not doing it? Hang on. Let's move it. Put it a little away. It's not working. Are you here? Are you old? Are you near? Do you like the black anise? Are you friends? Uh-oh. Why is it not working? Are you here? Are you... Oh, there we go. Okay, I already used my camera, but if I hadn't, we would be using that right now, keeping the talisman out. All right, so you need to get a picture of the Ouija board while the planchette is moving for it to register. Okay. So we got Ouija, so we know that. Bifrons and Zozo are both Ouija boards, so this is a new one. Bifrons, it's very difficult to tell the difference, even when you're doing it forever. The problem is that they have the exact same thing. They're both cold and EMF 5, and they're both Ouija board. So the only way that you're going to tell the difference is camera distortion is going to be on the Zozo when you look at the camera. And then the Bifrons is going to be flashing lights and dizziness. Okay. So that's kind of the hard part. But they're both flashing lights, right? So dizziness and camera distortion is the only real difference. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the camera down. We're going to check that to prove it. Obviously, we know because we saw it. If you see it and you have the ghost memorized and it's in the spot where the evidence is, then you can guess that is the correct ghost. If you are not, able to memorize by sight, then you need to really make sure that's what it is. Because if you guess wrong again, you're going to die. So if you've memorized what they look like, which you can, then you can trust it if it spawns in the evidence spot. But if it runs from you from around a corner and then you run into 2 ghost spots, don't guess the first one spot is going to be that ghost that ran at you. Because they can run from other places. Like you said, the Black Annis ran from over there. He's not in here. He's not a demon type. So if I, saw him running at me out here and then walked in there, I would just assume it's him. It's not. There you go. Okay, so we're going to put this on. He was actually not exactly where the spot was. So we're going to kind of point this way. That's where he was looking at us. Okay, we're going to press T. Again, take out 8. Be safe. Take this out. We're going to go to quit. Live camera. This is camera distortion. Okay. See how it's all fuzzy? Look at this camera. It's very clear, staring at a wall. This one, very fuzzy. Okay, VCR, VHS, garbage. So this is distortion. All right, so we automatically know that that's one of our evidence. So if we weren't memorizing it by sight, we would click here, we would search. Oftentimes, if you're playing with multiple people, there's going to be one person that's kind of their thing. Have a person. Everyone can do a photo cam, but you should have at least one person. Bring the video cameras because there's spectral and normal. And that'll be their role if they enjoy doing it. Just their role is like cameras, pictures, cameras. And they'll get really good at figuring out which video is for who. There's several different roles you can play in this game. You can be the main banisher. I mean, everyone can do a lot of these things, but it's nice to give a person a role. And if they like it, they get better at doing it. So whoever's doing video or likes to use the video special player, because there's one with a handheld that does everything in one. Whoever likes to play that character, just let them do it. Let them learn everything, and you'll get a lot of money. So we're going to go to camera distortion. That tells us it's a Zozo. We know it's not an Oni again because we would have gotten carbon on the gun, and we did not. All of the evidence is there. You're not waiting like Faz. It's there. So if you go through and you have everything, you don't have carbon, but you have cold, then you don't have carbon. It's not waiting to get it. It's not there. So we know it's not that. All right, so now we know it's a Zozo, right? We have camera distortion. We have EMF 5. Ouija, we got flashing lights. We know that this is the right ghost. Okay. So basically what we're going to do is set that up. Unfortunately, there goes Solomon Circle. We don't have the heart bottle. It's fine. Who cares? All right. We're just going to get rid of it. We got all the evidence that we can from it. There we go. Make sure. Don't kill me. Be nice. All right. So to get rid of it, you're going to look on the right-hand side. It's going to say talisman, totem, demon mark. When it says talisman, know that it is not this. Okay, this is our protection talisman. When it says talisman, if you click on it, it's going to tell you that's a special ability that Nerva has. That's the one Mal plays on here all the time. She's got like little papers that will instantly banish several of the ghosts. Not all of them, but a lot of them it works on. So if it says talisman, it's talking about a special ability that Nerva has to banish ghosts. We don't have a talisman. Obviously, we're not Nerva, so we can't do that. Totem, we don't have a totem. We can't do that. Demon mark. All right, so for demons, the main thing that you're usually going to do is press this, click on it, and then you're going to pick the demon that it is. So we're going to go to the daemon tab. We're going to click Zozo. We're going to click start ritual. Like I said before, it's going to take a minute. Take your protection out. If you're not going to put a circle down, at least take this out. Because it will still work. Evening! Hi, Squid. This is the tutorial. Is this still the tutorial? What do you mean? This is way different than the one I did. Yeah, it's behind the fence. So basically, we're going to sit here for a couple minutes. We're going to let it burn out. It is suggested that you don't run away too far. And if you guys separate, if you're in a group with a bunch of people and you separate, you're doing that at your own risk. Be careful. Some of them will get more aggressive if you're alone. Which, you know, it's kind of bad to leave one person alone standing here. And it's also kind of bad to be away one person by yourself. We do it frequently. You can do it, but just be careful. If you know how to defend yourself, it's okay. Just run around with this out or be ready to pull this out if you start seeing the flashing. You will have a warning that you're being attacked. That is fucking rude. All right, so, but like I said, you can separate, but just have your flares ready if it's a mystic. You know what I mean? If you end up recognizing by sight. If you don't know what it is that's running at you, just pull this out. More than likely, this is going to be what you need. If you don't, you know, like I said, if you know it's a mystic and you left the EFG to banish and it's running at you and you can recognize it, pulling this out is kind of a waste of time. You're better off lighting a flare, dropping it, and running over it. If you don't have that, just run away. Mystics is the next one, so we'll get to that. That is my, I don't think it's anybody. Penguin is the only one that likes that ghost. It's horrible. All right. They're all horrible. Mystics are terrible. I'm glad he did make me one. Hi, Squid. How are you? Look at my baby. I love this tutorial so much, you guys. I was so impressed. Yeah, we did it off stream when Rez was talking about it in chat, and I just hadn't tested it. It's so much better. They made it so much better than it was. Like, it literally, it's just fun. It's like way less intimidating. Because the first one, you just go into a house. I died so many times on it. Like, it was very stressful. This is way less stressful. I mean, even if it's running at us right now, we can just run outside and it can't kill us. So this is a lot better for practicing. I'm really, really glad that they did that. It turned out so good. Okay, so we're going to grab the camera. And like I said, there's doubles of everything everywhere you go. So if you need them, they're going to have like all of this. So we're going to grab the book for the next one in case we need it. I doubt we will, but I think we get money when we use it anyway, so we might as well. All right, so we're going to run this way. There we go. And then those are the demon marks. I don't know if I showed those. Those are the different kind of marks you can get. They don't always match up on everybody's screen, so don't be shocked when you're in a group of 5 and they say, like, you go like, that's an eyeball, and they go, that's an upside down cross. It may look different on people's screens. It's just going to be a mark. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't tell you what the ghost is. It's just a random mark that you're going to see. Same with the paintings. I don't think they all match when one is stolen, so somebody else may see something different. We know that. It's not surprising. All right, so this is awful. This is my least favorite ghost. All right. Mystics can have physical bodies, so they cannot be banished by using a grimoire. Get inside and find the creature type. Take the EFG and place it inside the creature zone. Turn on the EFG. Blah. When you see this smoke coming out of the EFG, the banishment will be completed. You cannot defend yourself against mystics with protection symbols, right? They'll just eat them. And I will show you that. You can use flares to slow them down to gain some time to run away. Yes. Okay, so mystics are the most difficult thing to escape in this game. You can outrun most of them. And like I said, you'll know because when you come, we'll show you. You'll know if you get a mystic, and people who've watched us play, they know when we find one because we yeet out pretty quick. All right, so all right, this is an EFG. There's your flares, and here's your gun. We're literally gonna do what we shouldn't and walk in with this, okay? Because I want you guys to see what happens. All right, so we're gonna do this. Set this here, and I'm gonna stand here. We'll see if it works. I don't know if it will, because that other one wouldn't attack us, but we're gonna try. Okay, so we're gonna stand in here. Let me see what my sanity's at. I want to show you what happens when you use this, because it's not as fun to learn in game. 0, perfect. All right, show yourself. I hate this one. It's so gross. All right, it is in my raid trailer though. It was broken for a minute. It was spawning like 20 of them. It was horrible. Show yourself. Now it's not mad. It was all mad when we were outside, but now that we're in here, it's totally... Was that not the black anise? It wasn't. Let's find out what it was. I think it was a chupacabra. Cold? Where's the black anise coming from? All right, cold carbon, so it's over 50. EMF 2. Okay. In this instance, we're not going to necessarily pull this out because it's just going to make it mad, and it's going to eat it really fast and still attack us. So that's not... You'll see. Okay. So We got cold carbon, EMF2. All of these are going to be, I think almost all of them are going to be EMF2. If you get EMF2, it instantly means that it's a mystic. Okay. I think there's one that doesn't have EMF2, it just has nothing for EMF, but most of them do. So if you get EMF2 on the gun, instantly you know that it's a mystic. Be careful in your group. You guys will see us almost panic when that happens. If we see it and we have a totem, we will say immediately, like, yeet out. We're going to either kill it with a totem, find an EFG if you can use it, because they're not good. They're pretty deadly. All right, so we're going to do EMF2. So it can be any of these. And then we did get carbon, yeah? So cold, it's under 10. I would not normally do this around a mystic, right? All right, so carbon. Normally, I would try and find a totem and just kill it instantly because it's not even worth figuring out what it is. All right, so this is a boogeyman. We already know. So again, you can tell you don't need all the evidence to figure out what it is. You can get 2 or 3, and sometimes it'll narrow it down. All right, so this is a boogeyman. He is, I think Penguin thinks he's the worst mystic. I don't like the Black Annis. I think it's creepier, but all right, so this one's cold EMF2. The only thing we were missing was camera distortion. We obviously know what it is. So EFG, totem, or bait. Okay, bait is a piece of meat you'll find on the map. And if you have it in your inventory, it will eat that instead of you and banish it. That's newer. They've recently added it, so it's not in the tutorial, but that is what it does. If you click on it, it'll tell you that. Totem, we haven't gotten to that, but we'll show you later what that does in the tutorial. EFG. EFGs take quite a while. Unfortunately, that is your worst option. However, I will say you usually only get 1 totem on a map, so don't waste it. If you have 14 ghosts, there might be 2 mystics on that map. If you use the totem on the first mystic you find and you have high sanity, that was kind of dumb because you might run into one later that you cannot use the EFG. There are certain mystics. Here, we'll show you. This is something we've made this mistake, so that's why I'm showing you. This one's EFG and totem, okay? Wendigo's EFG and totem. Chupacabra is not EFG, okay? So if you get 1 totem and you use, let's say you use the totem on this guy in here, where you could have used the EFG machine, which you can use over and over again, then you run into him, you are going to probably just need to leave and restart the map because he's going to keep attacking and you can't get rid of him. There's no way to get rid of him. And the only defense that you have is flares to run away. So you're going to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off. I mean, it's fun and it's funny, but if you die, you lose experience and money. So just be careful because even on smaller maps where there's 4 ghosts, we've had that happen, where we immediately use the totem to get rid of and then she proceeds to clean the hairiest cat I have. All right. So anyway, where were we? Anyway, yeah, so don't waste the totem. That was the point. Okay. I know. Ma'am, you can't be doing this while I'm streaming. Listen. She proceeds to clean Maroki too. She's like, I have a hairball from Maroki. Let me lick him in the face. Really? She's cleaning him again. Ugh. Hi, Big Oz. Glad you came in for that. There you go. Okay. Bless. Did you just say bless you to my hairball cat? I have 4 cats for the record, you guys. This shit does happen. All right. So, basically, like I said, the point of that before my cat was dying, is be careful with the mystics. It's good to use a totem on a smaller map, or if you plan to leave, if you run into a second one. But it is good if you have high sanity and it's early in the map, check what it is and use the EFG if you can. Just be ready with the flares to run away. We were very scared of mystics for quite a while. If you die to them, don't be upset. It's going to happen. We still do. All right. So anyway, so now we know this is a boogeyman, not a chupacabra. Chupacabra are the only ones, I think, that are only totem, but they do exist. So if you use the totem right away, you may regret it. And you'll see when we use them. They're very convenient, so it's easy to use them and then go, oops. All right, so to get rid of this, we're going to use the EFG. It's going to tell you at the very bottom to use flares to run away if you need to. We're going to grab flares so I can show you that, but I also want it to attack me so you guys can see what it does. All right, so we're going to stand here. We're going to hold this out. We'll turn the lights off. You're going to see that this is going to burn up and it's going to keep attacking usually. If it works correctly, I think the containment is messing with it. It's not killing us nearly as often as it normally would. So we'll see, because it ran at me twice and I'm not dead and I should be, so... we'll see if it'll kill me. But basically, this is not going to help you. If you get EMF2 or it's a mystic without EMF2, be careful because if you pull this out, it's going to eat it. It's going to keep attacking. You're just wasting it. It's going to buy you like 1.5 seconds. You should be running away. Dropping the flares, it is not like smudging and Faz. If you light it and you run away with it, it will do nothing for you. You have to drop it on the ground, run over it. So drop it, run in a line. And it will slow it. Roki. It will slow it down as it runs over the flare towards you. So it's not like a smudge where you're like running with it behind you and it's somehow magically working or you run through it. That's not going to work. You want to light it, drop it on the floor, run a couple feet, light it, drop it on the floor. The next one, run. As you can see, my protection talisman did not save me. Okay. There we go. That did not save me. It killed me. So in this we respawn, but in the game you would not. Okay, so do not use that. You will. Look at, he is so mad at me, bro. All right. That's a black anise. Just ignore it. It's fine. Thank you for the chair. They are beautiful. What, the cats or the black anise? There you go. What, my cats? Yeah, they're okay. The rest of them are girls, and most of them are part ragamuffin. It's a coincidence. They are rescues. I don't know what happened. Also, he's huge. He's part Maine Coon, the one on the left. That's why he's so big. He's not just fat. He's also part Maine Coon. All right, so we're going to grab this. Nope. Hold E to take. Press to use. Get in my... Oh, I don't have room. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to do this. You fuck off, you black anise. It's trying to get me. Okay, so... you can back out again. One of the best things about this is as a learning experience is the ones that are in containments, they cannot get you if you back out of the containment units. If you're panicking, just run out, you'll be fine. Will you? Okay, just despawn you. Do you despawn? There we go. All right, so we're gonna do this. Okay, we're gonna press it. We're gonna press E. We're gonna stand here. Now, be ready. Okay. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Put it here. All right, so what we're gonna do, this is gonna start getting rid of it. We are going to be prepared to drop flares and run. Are you ready? It may not work because obviously this is a very small area. What I would do, because you cannot have a circle or anything, what you need to do is be ready to like left click to fire this, drop it. Okay. We have 3 flares, right? So we're going to run in a line and drop it. So as it spawns in the middle there, we're going to drop this, have it run at us. Okay. And then we're going to run. And you'll see when we run out of here, like how slow it becomes. Spawn, but it didn't kill me. Wait for flashing. Don't waste your flares. Okay. Red claws. What? Who has red claws? Oh, what, it? Ugh. I don't like any of the mystics, really. They're all awful. They're terrifying and mean. Hi, Uther. Mystics. Flashing. Not red. Now it's red. Oh, shit. Yeah, so you want to run it in a line. This isn't really big enough to do it, but like I said, if it's running at you, you're going to left click like that. You're going to drop the flare and let it run over it. That area is a little bit too small to even be able to do it, but we can stand like between the door and it, I guess. I'm trying to show you guys how slow it gets, but it spawns in the middle of the room, so it's kind of hard. Okay, now watch it. Did we run it to the line? Yeah, so essentially it works like a Phasmo smudge. It's going to like drop, and then it's going to be way slower when it runs at you. Okay, it doesn't always stun it like that. It'll just slow down as it runs over it. So you kind of want to do this and just drop them in a line, and then it's going to run over them in a line as you guys are running away. So you don't want to put the flares super close together, because as it runs over them, it's going to be slow before and after, but you want to kind of just run away down the street, drop the flares in a line. If you're with a group, you know, train them all that. If you start getting flashing like this, you're around a mystic, just be, whoever has them, be ready to drop flares. We often have more than one person holding flares. Yeah, this is attacking. That means that we're being attacked. Again, I don't know. You can't just drop it in front of you and stand there, which again, I was up against a wall. It spawns in the middle. There's really no way to do it. Bitter, behave. I'm just happy to be here. Do you enjoy the Shamrock Shake? I had one. And that's plenty, really. I have one when it comes out, just because. I like seasonal stuff. Me and Mel have talked about this. People like to shit on seasonal stuff. You know what I mean? Which I don't really like when people shit on that, because it's like, it's seasonal for a reason. So yeah, I like pumpkin all year round. Peppermint, I usually only... I mean, I'll drink it occasionally, peppermint coffee, but I mostly drink it around Halloween and Christmas. So I love seasonal stuff. So yeah, I like Shamrock Shakes. I don't get them all the time, but I get them once a year. It's like a mint ice cream shake. Yeah, just mint flavor. It's good though. All right, so this is how you know that it's worked. Ignore the flashing. I'm being attacked by the Yanis. But basically, you're gonna see that it's gonna be smoking, and when it had green lights initially, right? So I'm gonna turn it off and on. You're gonna see what it does. You can use this over and over. You know that it's done and the it's gone when it's flashing like that. Okay, it'll have smoke. When we press green, it means it's on. When it's smoking like this, that means that you used it. It worked. The ghost is in there. Okay. We're gonna grab this camera. Hi, Lantu. Oh, you said redeem hydrate. Sorry. I know. I was hoping that they'd run out by the time that you got here, but no. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you have to because it can't, the McRib I'm not a huge fan of. Listen, I try it every time it comes out. It still tastes like trash. I don't really like it. I think it tastes fine, but it looks disgusting. I don't know what it is made of, but it does not look like meat when you bite into it. So I think just looking at it upsets me. It's not that it itself is bad, but it just looks gross. All right. We're not going to grab any more flares because I don't know if I care. Okay. Well, we probably don't need this. We can grab the flares. I'd rather have flares. Okay. Like I said, each area, you don't even really need to bring stuff with you. I'm doing it for funsies, but each area gives you everything you need for the task that he's trying to teach. So can everyone in the team see the smoke or only the person? Everyone can see the smoke. Yes. Everyone can see the smoke. And he has corrected the paintings. It does look like that's fixed now, Mitt. Where only the host could see the changed paintings. I think everyone can see them now. We've tested it, and it seems like everyone can see them. So that has also been fixed. But yes, everyone can see. So there were a few things like that, or we were seeing only some people could see, only the host could see certain things like sparks on the transformer. He fixed that. And then Bint, if you're not in Crow's Nest Discord, let me know and I can message it to you. Uther does have a Discord where you can put bugs and things like that you found. So if you do find things like that you notice are not like super consistent, feel free to put them in the Crow's Nest and he will fix them. So, I mean, if you notice things that are off or odd, or even like I said, the spelling things on here, people that play, feel free. There's only 2 game developers. There's only so much that they can catch themselves. But if you do catch things like that and you want to help the game, it is like, it is an indie game with 2 developers. So you are welcome to put any kind of bugs or fixes, things that you think it needs in the Crow's Nest. They're both very sweet. Uther is the main person that you're going to deal with. Zerswood is here. I think he does lurk too, but he doesn't really talk much. And he's more on the coding side. So, you can always contact Uther, post it in the Crow's Nest. He appreciates any help if people notice things. There you go. But yeah, that was fixed. I was good. Every seasonal Starbucks, yeah, they're delicious. Yes. So Utherton in here is the one that does all of this, what you can see. And Zerswood does all of the coding. There's only 2 developers for this game, which is why I said you may notice things, little errors here and there, but I mean, obviously not game-breaking things that will be fixed. But there are only 2 developers. So they've come out with brand new maps. They just put me and Bifrons in the game. They're coming out with a lot of content. So yes, Uther's amazing. Yes, he's very sweet and he's very supportive. And he does take advice and ideas about the game, I said that to Sin. Yeah, they added the Space Kitty and the Ghost Kitty, and that's because of people in our chat. I think the Rainbow Kitty came from here too, but I don't remember what caused it. I don't know if it was like my backdrop or what it was, but we were talking about rainbows, how we love rainbows, and I have a Rainbow Phoenix. So a couple of the kitties actually came from the chat. They were telling Uther they wanted a ghost cat. Savage, I think, in here did, and he added the ghost cat. Space Kitties 216, you saw Mr. Space Kitties talking. Space Kitties, his wife, was talking about how I don't even know if she said anything. I think he just made it. Yeah, he made a cat with a helmet for her. Yeah, so he's very sweet. Yes, he does pay attention when people say things in chat. And you'll see me get pissed off if people are being shitty. Because they really do take advice. They'll fix everything that you notice really quickly. So if you like helping out with like indie games, feel free to get the game. Sign up when we do the giveaways. And like I said, if you need access to the Crow's Nest, jump on our Discord, message me, and I will invite you to it or just look it up. Because the Crow's Nest Discord is where you can put anything like that about the game, and they do read it all. All right, so Totem. Totem is a special item that can only be obtained at maps and on maps. Oh no, Luther. All right, can only be obtained on maps. I will deal with this later. The spelling errors. All right, deal on maps and let you banish any creature without any ritual. Right, so they instantly banish. Take the totem from the shelf and use it in the middle of the illuminated area to banish a creature. All right, so basically you're going to grab this totem. You guys in them. Mother. Yeet. Okay. We'll record him for a minute. Okay. We're going to grab this. Basically, we will get rid of him instantly. He probably will kill me when I walk in there, but I want to get the money for that. Well, we don't get money, but you would normally. Yes. Yeah. Get yourself added to the Discord and you can post. That's for anyone. You don't have to be a streamer. You don't even have to be like a streamer that plays the game. Just any gamer. If you notice things in here, spelling errors, just anything, they do not get offended. Just message, you know what I mean? And there's an area for bugs and fixes. And just post what it is or a screenshot. So that's an Oni. I think he's cute because he poses. So this is a demon type. I'm going to let him stop doing that before we go in. Normally he would be killing me, but because there's like a line here, he can't get out. But he's not happy with me. The demon schmoovin. Yeah, that's a demon type. Vogue. We do call him the Vogue demon. He is one of the best ones to get a picture of the Oni. The only problem with that. A demon mark, right? We know it's 5, blah, blah, blah. All right, that's all we're going to get. So you're just going to click this. Oni is a wonderful one to get pictures of because he doesn't usually run at you unless he's going to kill you. He actually is the Vogue ghost, in my opinion. He'll stand there and pose and whatever if he's not mad. Or even if he is mad. If he's not attacking you, he'll just stand there and dance around. So he's a good one to get pictures of. The other thing about him, which Sister does not like. Okay, so that's this one. Okay. The bad thing about the Oni is there's not really a good way to defend yourself if you're taking pictures because this is the only thing you can do. I think flares actually did work a little bit. Do flares work on Oni, Uther? I think they do. But yeah, you can basically just run away or use this. Those are your options. So you can't put a blood circle down to stay safe. That's the only thing about it. If you have really low sanity, don't mess around with the Oni because it will kill you. If you have like a blood circle for some of the other ghosts, it's great. You can stand in there no matter how mad they are. And unless they eat the circle under you, you're probably fine. He doesn't work that way because there is no blood circle. All you can do is these talismans. So if you're out of talismans, you have low sanity, just try to banish him and get ready to run. Because he doesn't have a circle. So I don't think he's too deadly. Sister really doesn't like him because she's got to do the banishing. If she's got the book out, she doesn't have the circle out. So it's a little bit more dangerous, this one. So yeah, he's very good to take pictures of if you have high sanity. If you do not have high sanity, probably don't mess around because he'll run at you. Okay. Hi, girl Jeffrey. How are you? He's moving. Yeah, he has a dance, right? All right, so we're almost done with the tutorial. Basically, double case, okay? I love those little stop signs. You guys, he did such a good job. I really love this tutorial. Okay, so we have a second camera. We still have our camera on us. We're gonna let's move this over here. Just gonna record this bitch. All right, we got 2 cameras now. You don't need to do that again. He's removing the money and XP, so there's no point in bringing everything with you every time. You might as well just leave that other camera, but we're gonna do it because we have them. Okay, so yes. Okay, so we're going to stick this one over here. Press C to spin it. We know that they're in these areas. There we go. We can see there's a demon mark. That one's a demon. Okay, so you've encountered more than one creature on the map. That is a demon. I actually didn't realize till recently. I thought it was a glitch, but this also sends copies out. So much like the Black Annis, the slimy one we saw earlier, the Mystic, who was probably on the right side there. We have a demon and a Black Annis. How unlucky. So this is a demon type, the demon type, and it's just demon. This is just a demon. I can tell by looking at his lovely face. All right. So the demon can also send copies out to trick you and they run from other directions. Okay. So the demon, if you see him with his little horny face, don't trust that's where he's coming from. Okay. That's his ability. He will run from whatever random direction to trick you. The Black Annis sends out copies and they will kill you. So if you see the Black Annis anywhere, just fucking run. Run and find a totem and cry in a corner and it'll probably kill you because they're awful horny face. Yeah. All right. Okay. So you may encounter more than one creature on a map. This can cause confusion when you use items like the Ouija board. Ouija is not a reliable evidence because of this. There are 2 creatures in this area. Get inside and try to banish them without messing up the evidence. So this is very important. Okay. We do talk about it frequently on stream when we're playing. The Ouija board is not super reliable. If it is a very small map, it is going to overlap some of the evidence. And you already saw that in the containment area. The ghost in containment 1 did not have flashing as evidence, but we were outside of it and we kept seeing flashing lights on our flashlight. Certain evidences are going to span a bigger area. The most trustworthy evidence that you can use is going to be your gun. Your gun is not really going to cross over. It's going to be that circle area where the evidence is. Even if you walk out of that area, you're going to lose cold. So this is your most reliable evidence. If you get like 3 evidence and it's between 2 things and you get Ouija board, always run around a little bit. Just try to make it a habit on smaller maps to run around and make sure there's not a bunch of ghosts in the area with you. Because the Ouija board is going to be the one that's wrong. If you get too many evidence and it says that there's no ghost, remove the Ouija board. Because the Ouija board is going to have a huge area. So always question if you use Ouija board and there's more than one option before that, be very careful. If it's book and Ouija and you're in a house or you're in a building or you're somewhere where you know there might be 3 spawn points close together, be very careful because it is going to spread out. The Ouija board is the one evidence that will get you killed in this game. And it's fine. We survive most of the time, but that is the one evidence that will get you killed. And don't get mad when it happens. Just try to remember that Ouija board always double check. If it's between 2 ghosts and it's Ouija board and book, put a book down too. If it writes in the book, then it's not Ouija board, even if you get it. That means that the ghost over there probably is Ouija board. You know, the game gets too easy if you don't have that. So really, it's nice. Okay, good morning. I'm awake. Okay. Hi, Kissy Kitty. How are you, lovey? Who's a hot Phasmo streamer with pink hair? You are. Good, you're going to bed. Yes, it's so fun, Girl Jeffrey. Yes, we're doing the updated tutorial. That's a demon. I would not normally bravely stand here. But again, this is attacking versus flashing, right? We have red, blah, blah, blah. It looks scary. Well, that's the line, I guess, that you can't stand at. Okay. Well, that is an example of what he does. We get it. We get it, bud. Just relax. All right, so I probably, you know what I would do with her, though? Because the sanity meds are at the beginning. Hang on. We're gonna go grab sanity meds. There's no way I could walk in there right now. Yeah. So Mal's my sister. If you hear the pickle song, that's her. She has blue, pink, and purple hair. My brother is the James Fiend. He was here yesterday. All of our moms are. So there's 7 kids total, but 3 of us are 100% related. So Malicious right there is my sister. We have the same mom and dad. The James Fiend is my brother, our brother, and we have the same parents, all 3 of us. And then we have a couple siblings, 4, that have different moms. There's 3 different moms for those 4 kids. So most of us are a little bit weird. There we go, because of our dad and our mom. But there you go. This is our brother.
Chinese vampires, known as Zhongshu, hop instead of walk. This is because they absorb qi instead of drinking blood. And this puts them in a much better mood.
So that's our brother. Yeah. He doesn't stream anymore, but he had a Cthulhu based not a cult stream that was lovely. And he's great. So yeah, that's our oldest brother, and then Mal is my older sister. But yeah, we're all weird. I don't really know why. I assume it's my dad's fault, but probably our mom too. She was pretty like punk rock. All right, so we took meds. We're ready. Not a cult. Yeah, it was definitely not a cult. All right, so this we already saw it. I know it's a demon, but we're gonna do it the normal way. All right, so again, if you memorize them, you can memorize them on site. There are a lot of ghosts, so you will memorize them eventually, but don't plan to do that right away. All right, so EMF 5. The way that I remember a demon is it's nothing else on the gun. Okay. A demon is one of my favorite ones to identify because it's very easy. Once you memorize everything. So when you're using the gun, that's always your first thing that I would check is the gun. And everyone can have one now that does all 4. EMF 5 is always going to be demon. Okay. If there's no mark on the floor, it's a demigorgon. I repeat this every time we play because it's easy to remember. All right. So EMF is all we have. Uh-oh. Stop eating my talismans. All right. So EMF 5. If you get nothing else on the gun, it's a demon. Okay. That's how we're going to remember it. But basically what we're going to do is the normal way. EMF 5. Okay. Basically these would all be cold because we didn't get anything else. If you put cold, watch, demon disappears. All of, you know what I mean? If these are all cold evidence, we don't have cold. So you can eliminate these 4 immediately. Okay. We're going to go back to none. We eliminated 4 of them already. Okay. So if you don't have cold and you have EMF 5, it's a demon. That's it. Okay. If you want to get paid a little bit more, click on demon and look at what your evidence is. You can use Ouija board, take a picture of it, get more evidence that way.
Thank you.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go 4. We're going to click here. Demon is a very easy one to get. We're going to click demon. We're going to click it. Obviously, he looks gorgeous too. So if you see him, you know it's him if he's in that area. But basically, he's going to be a really easy one to get because if you get EMF 5 and you don't get cold, you automatically know that it's a demon. Okay. Like I said, a demigorgon's going to have no mark on the floor. So you get EMF 5 and there's nothing. There's no blood mark. It's very likely that it's a demigorgon. There's nothing else it can be. There we go. Cute. Spooky is more sister's taste, I think. Brother's a little more intellectual about his work. Oh, God. All right, that's an Angra. Angra's easy to remember because when she runs at you, she has a broken neck. Her head flops. She's not the easiest to identify, though. So you guys will see. No, don't use my... Oh, God. Don't use my talisman. You're being rude. We're going to let that burn out. I would not normally walk away like this. We want to use a heart bottle, put a protection circle. We can do that, but I don't know if Angra is protection. Let's look. Let's see, planned it that way. We're going to be in trouble. No, Angra is Solomon circle. So this is the hard part. Okay, remember what we talked about? They have separate blood circles that you would use. The problem is with 2 alive close to each other, if I put a protection circle down, she is going to get very pissed off because that's not her circle. Okay. She's only Solomon. So if you put the wrong one down and either one are close together and alive, the other one's going to get mad. So unless they're both demons and they both have protection or something, like you're kind of screwed. Oh, he's about to get me. So the trick is don't put a circle down, just have that protection talisman out. Obviously I didn't carry as many as I should have. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Uther. Yeah, so one of the mistakes that you can make is trying to use the heart bottle when you shouldn't be. So we're going to hold this out. That's the safest thing. It works on both these ghosts. So this is the smartest thing to do is just stand there with your talisman. We're going to wait to do a circle. Okay. Because if I put the Solomon down, he's going to kill me. If I put the protection down, she's going to kill me. So sister's usually the one because she does banishing. Malin here is the one that usually does that, but you need to be very careful because if you know that it's a small area, like a building, there's very likely going to be more than one thing in it. So just be very careful and try to use these instead, or just be ready with your flares. Okay, so that's gone. Now we can do a circle. Okay, so this one was Solomon. You obviously wouldn't know that right away. So again, you want to keep your sanity up. If your sanity is too low, leave. Leave the map. All right, so there we go. All we have is fog. This is really not a fun one. Fog and cold. Okay, so this is not a fun one to identify. I don't even remember what the other one is, but I know it's not good. All right, so this one's not EMF. We have fog and cold. That's the only thing we have. Okay, so we're going to look at fog and cold. It could be any of these. When you've been playing the game for a while, you're already going to know some things. Okay, so Wendigo, when we click on it, has EMF 2. We had no EMF, right? It was EMF 1. So we know that this is not it. It's not a Wendigo. That's a mystic. I already know that that's not what it is. Spirit is going to have EMF 3, right? It's a ghost type. EMF 3 is ghost type. So we know that that's not it either. We didn't get any EMF. So we could kind of rule those out already when you click on them. We didn't get EMF. This is not it. It's either a Pakhong or an Angra, right? Neither of these has EMF when you look at the list. Okay. Basically, we have fog, Ouija, cold. When you click on the Angra, you're going to have book. So it's book versus Ouija in my head. Okay. You're going to do one or the other. Most of the ghosts, you have all these extra ones. If you see them, that's lovely. But it's difficult because they both have fog, right? That's not going to work. So they're both fog and cold. So basically the biggest difference that's easy is camera distortion. Or are they both? They're both camera distortion. Yeah, book and Ouija is the only way to know. So what we'll do is we'll put this book down, right? We're going to put the Ouija board down. You can even use it in the circle. Are you here? Are you old? Are you mad, bro? Do you like cats? Are you mean? Are you old? They wrote in the book, right? That's it. Okay, we used all the camera photos, but if we hadn't, we would take a picture of the book. Now we know. So the main thing you're going to do with every single ghost, the easiest way, if you don't have additional evidence like ectoplasm or dizziness, things that just randomly happen, you're going to use the gun, check all 4, put these 2 things down. Okay. Obviously, it is a co-op game. We have limited inventory space as one person. You can play solo. I do have a solo game on Twilight House on my YouTube if you want to do that. It's obviously not recommended, but it is possible. But if you have 2 or more people, just make sure that you have a book and a Ouija board. That's all. As long as you have a gun and a book and a Ouija board, you can probably figure out what most of them are. I sort of memorized on maps like what certain things do, which helps matters, but you know. All right, so we're going to click on Angra. Okay, we know because she ran at us, so we already knew what it was. Solomon circle, and then we're going to look at this salt totem talisman, okay? So we're going to get the salt. Hope she doesn't run at us. There we go. We'll grab our salt. In the map, you have what you have on your inventory and things you can find on the map. You're not going to be able to grab things like this. So just know that. Bring what you need. There we go. All right, so we're going to click this. You're going to put it there. We're going to get ready with this. Stand in the circle. Click. We're going to pick... Where's she? Spiritual? Angra. Do not misclick or it's going to go bad. Start ritual. Okay. It's going to be the color of the ghost. Type. Get the fuck out of the circle. You don't have to stay standing in the circles when you banish. That's one thing that we're doing right away when we started. We thought you had to stand there with the book the whole time it's burning. You do not. So immediately put your grimoire away. If you have a safety circle down, get in it. The other thing I would say is keep watching your circle because if you get attacked, always double check. It will eat the circle. If it was going to kill one of you, it's going to eat the circle underneath you. So always double check, make sure it didn't disappear. If you see it run at you or whatever and you're in the circle, always peek down and make sure. Because sometimes you'll look down, it'll just be gone. And you were pretty vulnerable, which is why we always do both. If you're not taking pictures right now, have both out. Because when it eats the circle, it can attack again. And if you don't have a circle under you and you're not holding this, it will kill you. I'm happy you all have your own subcultures of horror to indulge in. It's lovely to have passions. Yeah. We're like best friends, kind of, I would say. We moved out of state when we were 18, 19, and 20. Me and my siblings, and we pretty much like only had each other. So it just sort of turned into that. Yeah, we didn't really know anybody here when we moved here. So we just, we were trapped together, but we were raised by our mom, the three of us anyway. So we were sort of always trapped together, just the three of us. They go, hi, Biff, how are you? Floppy head gives her away. Floppy head lady. Okay. There we go. Yeah, and we're at 2 hours. Doing this on my own very quickly without talking, it took me 45 minutes. So it is not like the shortest. Even if you're being like really quick, it's not the shortest tutorial. Which again, I'm not mad about because I do think one of the downsides of like Faz and other games like that is the tutorial's kind of very limited and it doesn't really tell you much. It gives you like the base thing and it doesn't really explain a lot. I do feel like he did an awesome job explaining like how many different mechanics to the game there are. And you can die over and over and just respawn. So this is a really good way to practice everything so that when you are on a map or if you're doing it with less people, you're not going to be like panicking the whole time. You already know, like you can get in the habit of like pulling this out when you're looking at the grimoire. You know what I mean? If you don't do it, you'll see what happens. It's not the end of the world. So I do think that he did a great job with this. Like you saw, if I run far enough out of this area, they can't chase me. So this is a much safer way to actually practice the game. And that's it, you guys. That's it. So we identified both. We banished both. Again, you got to be careful with the Ouija board. That is going to overlap sometimes. If you, and I'll show you guys really quick what that looks like because it's very weird. All right, so let's just say we added Ouija board. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, let's do flashing lights. Ouija. No, infrasound. And Ouija. I'm trying to make a combination that makes nothing. Here we go. Okay. All right, so let's say that we got all these evidence. We had fog, cold, infrasound, and Ouija board. The Ouija board's going to be wrong. Like anytime that you have 4 evidence or like 3 evidence, whatever it is, if you go from a couple ghosts to 0 ghosts when you add Ouija board or you add something else, Ouija board is wrong. Okay, if that makes sense. If you're putting evidence in one area, like flashing lights and whatever, all your evidence, and it narrows you down to nothing, remove Ouija board. That is the one main evidence that's going to come from a further area. Flashing lights can do that, but it's usually pretty close by. You almost always it's going to be Ouija board that's wrong. So if you get that or you see it appear and it doesn't look like the ghost in the book that you thought it was, you know what I mean? Always get rid of Ouija board because that's going to be the most inconsistent evidence because it's a wider area that it's covering. We do die to that sometimes. It happens. The range is for some reason it's very wide. It also goes up and down. So if you're in a building, be very careful. It could be a ghost below you that the Ouija board is coming from. So that is always be very careful. Okay. Oh, I forgot we have a fun one. All right. We're almost done. All right. So this one is basically going to be, there we go. The Banshee candles. Okay. So one of the things that they've added, and you won't run into this for a while when you start playing. One of the things that they added is going to be the Banshee candles on bigger maps, which people that have watched us play have seen. If you click on the map options, it's going to say 2 out of 2 ghosts, 4 out of 8, 8 out of 8, up for 8 to 14, whatever. It's going to give you like a low and a high of the number of ghosts that could spawn. Okay. One of the things that you have to watch for is Hortlak, Banshee, Shadowmen. They're not on every map. Okay. Those specific things are not ghosts that you can necessarily like banish like a normal ghost. Shadowmen are like, think of like Endermen. They're black shadows with red eyes. If you look them in the eye, they'll kill you instantly. Okay. You can record them if you're brave, but I wouldn't. People do. Cody does. But yeah, they're not great. So if you see shadow men, just don't look at them. They're not scary. Just don't look at them. They're peeking in windows. It's creepy, but yeah, just don't look them in the eye. They do drop down in front of me frequently, which is unfortunate. You can get unlucky and stand in a spot where they spawn, and they'll just slide down and right in front of your face and kill you. It's very funny and terrible. It's happened to me many times. It's all over my TikTok. But yeah, shadow men, there's not much you can do about it. If you're holding the Grimoire and scare it away for a second, we've never actually tried that. But Uther claims that it works. We just try not to look at them. Basically, Banshees is what this is going to be about. On a larger map with more ghosts, if it says Banshees, because it'll say, 8 to 10 ghosts on this map, it will say yes, no. Okay, Banshees, yes, no. Shadowmen, yes, no. Hortlack, yes, no. Nightmare, yes, no. Okay, Banshee, if it says yes, what that means is that every couple ghosts that you get, right, so every 3 candles that are fired, it will summon a Banshee to chase you around, okay? We're going to practice that in here. You're going to see what it looks like. Obviously, it's a little more stressful on a bigger map. Malicious will tell you she's not the best at maps in games, but she's like, it's nothing now. If it's a map we've played before, she's the one that banishes. Me and Cody just run in circles like chickens with our head cut off and just try not to get killed. And she will run from candle to candle to candle. They are not that fast or scary, I promise. Unless they spawn right on top of you, you're probably fine. Just kind of run away. I think flares do help, but really you can outrun it. Just don't look, don't turn around, don't stop, don't get stuck on anything. Just run. They are bigger maps that they happen in. Unless you're trapped in a house, you're kind of screwed. If you're in a house when the third one gets banished, be very careful. You want to run out of the house as fast as you possibly can because you already know it spawned. It spawned the minute you kill the third one. So my advice for that ahead of time is keep track of the number of ghosts that you are banishing, because on the third one, it will spawn a Banshee. So if your third ghost, you're going to banish on like the amusement park map, don't be in a building. Try not to be in like the fun house. If you are, there is a back door. Get ready to run out of it because it's going to spawn probably at the candle right in front. It's going to run around the building or run through the building. If you're in there, you're not really going to be able to outrun it very, very easily. So just always try to make your like 3, 6, 9 ghost. Know that the Banshee is going to spawn the second you get rid of it, and be ready to run if you're in a building, out of the building, because you need to outrun it. Basically what everyone else's job is to run around. If you have more than one Grimoire, which is lovely, if you pick up one on the map and one has one, multiple people can get rid of the candles. It's not that dire. I wouldn't do that. But Sister usually, because she plays Nerva the Banishing like specialty character, she usually just does it. So we just run around like idiots, try not to die. And then she'll go 1, 2, 3, find the candles and click on them. But we're going to show you kind of what it looks like. I'm not great at it because I don't do it. She does it, but it's not that bad. All right. So some maps have 3 Banshee candles around the maps. One of these candles will be fired every time you banish a creature. If all 3 candles are fired, Banshee will spawn and start following you. The only way to stop it is to extinguish the candles by using the Grimoire, right? You can do this one by one. You cannot extinguish fires before all 3 are lit. So let's just say that you killed 1 or 2 ghosts, right? They're banished and there's 2 candles lit. You can't put those out. It needs to be all 3 lit and it's on. So if you try to put them out before there's 3 lit, it's not going to work. That's a lovely debate, but it wouldn't work. Take the 3 totems, banish the ghost in the area to spawn a Banshee. I will addendum that this is not how you play it in the game. There's not 3 totems on any map. This is just a quick way to banish them and show you how it works. So don't confuse this and think you're going to find 3 totems on a map. You won't. There's 1 on each map, as far as I know. After that, Banshee will start hunting. You can extinguish the fires by using the Grimoire, okay? So when you press E on the candles, the book will not open. Only the candle will go out. Right. So it's not going to be like a banishment normally where it opens, you pick a thing, blah, blah, blah. You're obviously running. So you're going to run by, tap E. Should put it out. If the book opens, close the book and try again. Right. So if I do this and I click, you know what I mean? If you're too far away from the candle, this may pop open the book and that's not correct. So just like X out of it or whatever, and then try again, get closer and press E. All right. So let's grab our beautiful sticks here. There we go. Okay. And like I said, every area is really, really nicely set up. If you yeet things, you're totally fine. We don't need this. We don't really care what they are, right? It doesn't matter what these are. We're essentially going to run through. We're going to banish, banish, banish. As soon as it's lit, we're going to run around with this, And I do think flares work on her, but you don't even really need them. I'll show you guys. You don't really need them. Okay. You can if you're in like a small area, kind of. If you, oh, get away from me. That's a Demigorgon. Okay. See, demon? No demon mark. That's a Demigorgon. All right. Hey, bud. All right. You can see these are lighting. Okay, so this is the Banshee candles. Also, it doesn't say on there, but to gain money, take pictures of those as well. Occasionally, you will get quests to take pictures of the lit Banshee candles. Okay? So you can take pictures of those. Obviously, be careful after the third one's lit, but you can take pictures ahead of time. All right, so it is going to spawn. There she is. Do you see her? right, we are going to tap E. She's not very fast. Just run. Okay. Press E. Here we go. We get them all? We didn't. Run. You got him. Okay, that's it. Literally, that's it. Okay. She doesn't even use flares, Mal. I'm pretty sure she just runs from one to the next. Now, these are obviously going to be on like a giant map further apart, which is not necessarily a bad thing, right? Because it's going to chase one of you, 5, 3, 2 people playing randomly, and it will spawn pretty randomly. So it's not even going to be anywhere near the person probably that's doing it. Or it may just be chasing one of us around, and it's, as you saw, it's fast, but it's not that fast. I'm not positive. I'm fairly sure that flares slow it down. So worst case scenario, drop flares, run over them. I'm pretty sure that helps, but maybe it just makes me feel better. Uther, do flares slow the Banshee down? I just do it. I've never like stopped to watch. I'm pretty sure it does. It does work on the Hortlak, that I know. Uther, we'll get confirmation. I don't want to like put that in the YouTube without knowing. I'm pretty sure it does. I usually don't turn around to check because it doesn't. Boo. Okay. That's fine. You don't need it. She's not that fast. Okay. I got to remember that. Okay. And that's it. You guys, that's it. You just run away. Yeet. That's the tutorial. Yay. It was good, Uther. Yeah, I think he did a really good job. He covered a lot of shit. Yeah. And like I said, it is a longer tutorial. It is a much longer tutorial. But you can do it over and over and over again. Like I said, you can kind of mess with them. See how much you can get away with, how to defend yourself. And like I said, you